Good morning, and thank you for being here this morning on this solemn occasion as we stand in front of a store that should not be open. Many members of the community, myself, and many of these who have signed this petition or who have signed our online petition do not want this store reopened. But they do want a dialogue between this community and the powers that be that has not happened yet. When we say Black Lives Matter and people question that, let me tell you that this is a manifestation of why we say that. Because if this had been Amherst, East Aurora, Williamsville, any of those places, West Seneca, they would not be sending their people back to be re-traumatized, especially not just a mere 2 months after that atrocity. But you know what? You know why they wouldn't have to do it? Because all of those communities have ample resources and not just one store. We've heard nobody talking about making sure that, listen, and my apologies to Target, but this ain't Tops no more to many of us in the community. This is Target, because we have a target on our back again. It is the only store here. That means anybody, any coward, racist, terrorist person who wanted to inflict damage on our community can come right here again and do it. Nothing has changed, except we lost 10 valued community members, 4 members of the community who are indelibly impacted for the rest of their life through injury, and an entire community that is still mourning, grieving, hurting, and trying to process what happened. Yet you want to act like nothing happened. Business as usual. This is not business as usual for this community. And for all of you say, oh, well, we don't have no store, we can't get no groceries. There's been a food apartheid here for eons. This ain't just happened. What happened now is that this exposed what's been going on all along. Listen, that coward, murderous terrorist was apprehended. But racism, the real killer here, is still on the loose. And it's manifested in the opening of this without this community's input. It manifests itself in the denigration of those sacred lives and this sacred ground by not even listening to what we have to say. We demand that the powers that be sit down with members of this community and discuss what we should be doing about this sacred ground and about memorializing the people who lost their lives and were impacted here. A fitting memorial. Nowhere else in this country where people have been slain and massacred like that have they fostered people back in there. I've harkened back to the World Trade Centers, and they ain't built them yet. But they want to refurbish this and send us in there to be re-traumatized. Where are the resources? Where's the plan for the future for this community and its residents? We have none of that. But we want to celebrate the reopening of trauma, pain, and we want to be indignified by having a makeshift community memorial and not a formal one from this community. It's too soon to reopen these wounds. We haven't even got a scab, let alone healed, and you want to throw us back into there. You wouldn't do that in any other community, I guarantee you that. Even the mayor of Uvalde, Texas, said he is going to level that school because he wouldn't subject a student, a teacher, an administrator, a parent, or anybody to that trauma. Yet we're supposed to walk in there happily and buy groceries. Off of dirty shelves. It doesn't matter. You know what she said? They putting a Band-Aid on a gaping wound. We need surgery. We don't need gauze. We need surgery. We need resources, we need reinvestment, and we need restoration. We've got none of that with just bringing this back. I feel for the people in this community who are held hostage by this, because this is the only thing they have, and they believe it's the only thing they can get. But I know we can get more, and we're demanding more.
And so we're gonna be out here every day, probably until Sunday, and or until we deem that it's necessary. And we're gonna be doing another protest tomorrow at 10 a.m. And so if you guys support what we're doing, And, we're saying that it's too soon to reopen this store. Please come out and join us to have your voices heard. We know that this is a tricky topic. People have mixed opinions on this, but we're saying that it is too soon to go back into a store where we're literally walking on the blood of our elders and those that have died, to get things that we need, but it's also re-traumatizing to go back into a space where people have been murdered. So that's why we're out here today. We're also calling for a public meeting, which hasn't happened yet, where people can come and share their opinions about what they do want to see on this sacred land. Whether it's a memorial park, maybe it is another store. But from what we've seen, those conversations have not happened. So far, a lot of meetings have happened, but behind closed doors with powerful people, and not the everyday people that are most impacted by this store reopening. So we just want to lift that up. Anybody else want to speak?
I just have a quick question for anyone who would like to answer this. You say there haven't been any public meetings. If you were in those closed door meetings, what would you, as a group, as a whole, like to see happen?
I'm not speaking personally right here. I would like to see that leveled and move to any of these other green spaces in here. I'd like to see a fitting tribute and memorial to our loved ones and to this community, a place where we can come and heal and be made whole again. But I don't want to see business as usual, because there's not business as usual. My life has not been the same since 5/14. Not been the same. We want change. The status quo has got to go. This is what we do. We put our head in the sand and act like nothing happened. We're not going to stand for that. This community's not going to stand for that. I have signed names of members of the community that said nobody talked to them. Nobody talked to them. And they don't want it here. And they live in this area. I'm not talking about anybody that's in walking distance of this. Their only concern is that if they don't have this, they don't have anything. That means Tops got us hostage. Hostage. So we went from murder and massacre to being hostages. When are we going to be human and whole?
Some community members have said that it was a struggle just to get this Tops here in the first place.
It took 10 years, but the eyes of the world were on us. It should not take the goodwill of the world. We could have got volunteers to come here and build a store in weeks. The same 2 months it took for them to open this, they should have been building something else. And they didn't. And they still not talking about it. You know why? Because black lives don't matter. But I'm black, my life matter, and they're going to recognize that. Our lives matter, this community matters. We've been subjugated for too long. We're not going for it anymore. The status quo is going to go. We ain't standing for it no more. And although you see this here, or there are legions of us who will be out here every day until something changes. Because we know that if it's up to them, it'll be business as usual. But for us, our lives have been changed forever. And we need change here. We need resources, we need reinvestment, and we need restoration. We need the money that's been flowing all over to come in this community and help clean it up, to take care of these dilapidated houses, to get more than one store here where we have some variety and we can't be held hostage. Let me ask you this. What changed? Any coward terrorist could come right now and go right back into that store and do the same thing. He's guaranteed national news coverage. He's guaranteed praise by his other racist friends. And he's got a lot of black people to kill because we still got only this. So what did we win? What did we get? This is no celebration. And I don't care that we're talking about, oh, well, it's a food desert. It's not a food desert. A desert is a naturally occurring ecological event. This is food apartheid that was manifested by the racism that caused that murder and the racism that allows them to open this up with almost total impunity. But it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. And there are many people who feel like this. I've been on TV 3 or 4 times, and everywhere I walk, it ain't about me. People have said, you are saying what I'm feeling. I am not alone, and many members of this community feel the same. Many members of the media feel the same. They can't say because they have to appear biased, but I talk to you on the side, and you say the same things. So let's stop putting our heads in the sand and let's demand that they meet with this community in a public forum, they hear our issues, and that they're addressed. We had the president here and every official in this country, and neither one of them said nothing but thoughts and prayers. Not one of them said, Governor Hochul could have said, I'll give every company, every grocery store that wants to put a business here the biggest tax cut in New York history. They would have been running in here.
Anti-hate bill.
Yeah, anti-hate. Look, well, I ain't even going to go there because we got so much to get through. But let's start with being honest about what this is about. This is racism at its finest. This is, we don't count, we don't matter, but we standing here to show you that we do count and we do matter. And we're going to be here until they recognize it and until, you know, they said it took a long time to get that here. We watched during COVID, they built hospitals. Hospitals. Hospitals need more highly technological machinery than a scanner and refrigeration. This was the worst Tops in this area. I've been to all of them. The only one without a live teller in it. The only one. Go to any one of them. They got a whole bank there. You walk up to the window. Here you get a damn ATM. You can get an ATM in any of these stores. Why you got to go in there for that? We don't have anything, and they want us to remain like that. We're demanding change.
Real change.
Yes, real change. Not just Band-Aid stuff.
Yeah, so, yeah, like we said again, tomorrow we'll be back out here at 10 a.m. We will be doing a public meeting, so stay tuned for that. We have a form that people can fill out that you can find on Color Girls Bike 2's page. There's a link for people to fill out to give their feedback on what they would like to envision and see here. And yet again, we just want to stress this, 2 months is too soon. Thank you.